here. Hey, if you weren't on our conference call the other day, we had a really good presentation about one of the marketing sources that we're trying to implement for you guys this year. And it revolves around what's known as remarketing and targeting certain people who may be interested in your services and getting in front of them using, again, what's called a remarketed campaign or a targeted campaign. And we had a couple guests on the call the other day, and it went so well that I wanted to try to redo the presentation and focus specifically on it outside of just the basic call so that you can look at it again. So I've got Catherine Christensen and Stacy Stevens on the line again from Multiview, and I'm going to hand it over to them to actually do the presentation again so that you can go back and look at it. And it's something we'll continue to talk about as we move towards spring. I think it's a really, really good option to make sales this year, and I hope you'll opt into it. So, Catherine and Stacy, it's all yours. Take it away.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Tom. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Stacy.
And we'll just go through and make this as succinct as possible. I realize that we can't put all the answers to the questions that are going to pop up in a PowerPoint presentation, but I'll do my best, and then we'll go from there. So, as Tom mentioned, we're from Multiview. Multiview is the largest online B2B advertising company. We do the most digital advertising in the world, and we've been doing it for about 13 years. What that's allowed us to do is get a lot of information and help us to identify buyer behavior, and that's really what makes this unique. Targeted marketing's been around for quite a while, and so I'm going to walk you through this just a little bit on how we do it and what it is. So it's a targeted marketing campaign specific to your business. And the reason that it's so important or so beneficial to you, the experience we have, we've got 12 years of experience. We work with over 2,000 different associations. We've been able to take the information and the data that we've acquired and identify specific buyer behavior. The thing that's very, very important on your end is that means when you do advertising and it's online advertising, that the only people that your ads will appear in front of are those that are actually actively looking for what it is you have to offer. So one of the problems that people have in companies in particular is getting in front of the right people, getting in front of their target, but more importantly, getting in front of their target in a timing that works. You need to be in front of them when they're looking for what it is you have, so that you are the solution to their problems, not the person that they found out after the fact actually could do a better job than what they have. So the buyer behavior helps us identify who's looking for you on your website, who's looking for your product or your services when they're looking for them, and being able to get in front of them right now in real time. It also allows you to get in front of the people that are looking for your competition. We customize each one of the campaigns are going to be unique to your own business. So this isn't a cookie cutter campaign that Tom sets it up and everybody gets the same thing. Who you market to is what's important. So it will be directed to only your buying audience. It will only be directed to them when they are actively demonstrating buyer behavior. And when that buyer behavior ceases, you're no longer putting money into something that absolutely can be of no value to you. Now, it's a smart campaign. So what that means is on a month-to-month basis, we go through the analytics for you. We collect them, and we go through and help you understand what they are, identify what's working really well, what's maybe not as effective, and tweak it. So every time you look at it, you're going to have a more enhanced and a better campaign going for you. This particular slide I've put up here with regard to the retargeting. Retargeting works, and what that means is the people that go to your website and look for something and then they leave. Now, the best number I've heard so far is 50% bounce. In other words, only 50% of them leave. Reality, the number is more in the 90s. So somewhere between 50 and 97% of the people that go into actually log on to your website to get information don't do anything before they leave. And so the targeted campaign gets you back in front of them because they were looking for something. They went to your website for a reason, and you want to be back in front of them. And this will get you back in front of them in real time. The cost of conversion with this particular screen, and this is an independent study, I have provided the link, and I'm more than happy to get it to each of you if you want to contact me if you don't have it. This is an independent study that was done out of a company in Canada. What they found was their cost of conversion was costing them $68. When they went into a retargeting, that number went down to $8 per conversion. That's a huge number, and that's important. This is not related to Multiview. This was an independent study, which in my view is a lot more credible. So we do a three-pronged approach, and I briefly mentioned this. The first one is retargeting the abandons. Well, if you got 50 to 98% people coming to your website and leaving, your competition does as well. So what that means for you is we're able to retarget those people that have actually looked for your competition, gone to your competition's website, looking for answers, and we can redirect them so that you're in front of them, giving them the answers that they've been looking for. And it's directly targeting only those that are exhibiting the buyer behavior. Now, even if they don't go to a specific site and they just do a word search, you're still going to come up in the ads if they're displaying that buyer behavior. So how geotargeting works, and this is very important for your group, we can identify down to the zip code where you want your ads to appear. So if somebody's in Boston, there's no sense in advertising in Miami, because they might be looking for the same thing, but it's of no value whatsoever. So we can geo-target and get you pinpointed right down to a specific area. We can demographically target and get you pinpointed to specific types of people that you want to be in front of. And you can literally break it down however you want it broken down. Generally speaking, and this is where Tom comes in, okay, a targeted campaign of this magnitude is limited to 1 million impressions, and it costs $18,000 a year. So on an individual basis, that's what you'd be paying. If you called me and said, hey, I really want to do this targeted campaign, it looks really good, it would be an $18,000 price point. That would get you 1 million impressions. It would go for an entire year. There were some challenges. So when we spoke with Tom, we had to go back and readjust and change things a little bit and custom design this for all of you. So what we've been able to do is this. Number one, we can give you a group discount. Number two, it's not limited to, it has to be a 12-month campaign. It is 500,000 targeted impressions over the course of whatever time period you want it to be, so we can seasonally target it. If your main business is coming from April, May, and June, and maybe July is not very heavy, but August kicks in again, we can target it in those particular months, drop it off in July, pick it back up in August or September. If you've got things specific to the springtime, specific to the fall, or even specific to winter, we can do those kind of things. So that's how direct and how specific we can be. And they've agreed to do this for each one of you. So I haven't seen them do it for anybody until now. So just to give you a little bit of details, $5,000 gives you 500,000 impressions, and this will include a templated landing page. And what that means for you is you don't have to worry about, if you don't have a website, where are they going to go and how are they going to get a hold of me. If you do have a website and you'd like them to go to a specific place, then we just base it off of the URL you give us. But either way, you're findable. If you'd like us to customize a landing page for you, we can do that as well. That's $500, just a flat rate. And whichever one you'd like and makes the most sense for you, that's what we'll do. So in order to tie this all together, the arrangements that we've made is $500 down will hold your impressions. It will reserve your impressions for you. We do all the front work. We do all of the banners. There is no creation. You do not have to have an IT guy or a web guy put things together for you, because we do all of that. They'll love us because we kind of take some of the heat off of them, but they get the benefit. And so that gives you just kind of an overall idea how that works. The balance of the $4,500 is not due and payable until the first of the month in which you start your campaign. So if you don't start until March, your payment isn't due until March. The $500 deposit just holds everything. The landing page, the basic landing page, would look something like this. It gives you contact information. The logo will be a direct link to your website. Your website address will be on there. The name of your company will be a link to your website, and you're able to put a description in specific to what it is you want to do. So that would just come with the package if that's what you want for a website, for a landing page. There are a finite amount of winnable impressions. Because this is such a targeted campaign, it's not going out to anybody and everybody. It's going out to a very, very defined group. So within a market, there's only so many that we can put in there. Now, your niche is a little more refined and a little more targeted. In a larger company, larger businesses that are going to cross audiences, you're probably looking at a maximum of 10 million impressions. So once those things are gone, they're gone. This is going to be a little bit smaller availability, and so 500,000 impressions is going to be a very, very good, strong presence for your business in your particular niche or area of your geo-target. A little bit of contact information. I know this is a little bit redundant. The other thing that I'd like to go over with you briefly is just some of the companies that we actually do this for. Now, these are large companies, and the beautiful thing that Tom has been able to work out for you folks is you don't have to be a large company. You don't have to be DuPont or Geico in order to afford the exact same quality and targeting expertise, professional campaign. You can be your unique smaller business and get the exact same quality. And so in a nutshell, that's what we've put together. There is, that gives you pretty much everything. And there's contact information back here for both of us. And you can email us, you can call us. We will do our best to follow up with you as well. We'd like to get this taken care of. Because there's so many of you, it's probably going to take us a couple of weeks to get through and get everybody squared away and taken care of. So
we'll take good care of you.
Anything that we can do for you, please let us know. I'll go over any questions, any challenges. We're good to go. So I appreciate the opportunity to do this, and I look forward to having the chance to talk to all of you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, guys. Hey, listen, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before we wrap up, because I know that the types of questions our guys will be asking. But before I do that, I want to mention that this is the type of thing that that you wouldn't be able to do without being a member of our network. We've talked a lot about how this year more than any other we're going to use sort of the power of our volume, and with the 100 members of the network, we have much more leverage in terms of negotiating some of these things than you may have as just one single company. So that's that's important. And Catherine and Stacy have been really good about making it work for us and kind of dividing it up, and I'm really appreciative for that. But can you guys back up just a little bit and try to kind of go through the process of what actually happens? So say I'm a homeowner and it's March and I Google organic lawn fertilizer and I end up on Home Depot and I'm searching for organic lawn fertilizer there. Take me from there, almost exactly how the process works, and dumb it down as much as you possibly can.
Okay, I'm going to let Stacy walk you through that real quick.
So what it is if it's a sophisticated type of retargeting where if you just go on one search, it's going to flag you. But we have to have either a certain number of keywords or competitors or your website. And anyway, what we do is we take those analytics, and once you've shown what we call strong buying behavior, then we're going to start retargeting at that point. So it is, in that sense, there's no wasted impressions. You're getting in front of people who are actually looking for you in real time.
So let's go back and say that you've got a homeowner. I'm a homeowner, and I Google on my phone, and I end up with Home Depot. Well, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody that actually can come out and put the fertilizer on and is going to take care of my yard. Right. So I'm going to keep digging a little bit further. And as I dig a little bit further, those kind of things are going to get our attention. And so I'm not just looking for organic fertilizer. And Home Depot's not who I wanted. So I didn't go there, or I went there, and it's not what I was looking for. So I'm going to continue looking a little bit more. As soon as things have started to trigger so that I'm looking a little more and it's been identified, that's when your ads are going to show up. So you're not going to be wasting them on someone that just happened to check out fertilizer in Home Depot.
And in that, sorry to interrupt, but in that, so you're searching, but in the middle of your searching, I may go to Facebook, or I may go to CNN, or I may go to 50% of the internet is open for real-time bidding, and that's where your ads are going to be. So it's definitely going to target them wherever they go at that point. And then, Catherine, if you could talk about kind of that sweet spot.
Okay.
And that's important too.
So here's what happens. Once they've really been identified, and we know that they are somebody that's looking for what you have to offer, we're going to put your ad in front of them. So 90% of what people do online is personal anyways, and especially since you're looking for the consumer specifically, they're looking at personal things. So we're going to identify them, and then your ad's going to appear. Now there's a thing that we call the sweet spot, and there's a thing that I call the creepy factor. And you don't want to be in front of them nonstop, because then there's a sense that you're stalking me, and I don't even want to know who you are. I just want you to go away. However, if we can get you in front of them 4 to 7 times a day and answering their question, and you're the solution to their problem, it changes, and what it becomes is a comfort factor. So here's a company that could probably solve my problem, and they become familiar enough with you that they're willing to click on your website and find out more information. The stronger the call to action on that campaigns that you put together, the more response you're going to get. So everything is woven together, and it starts with some lady hunting for fertilizer and ending up with Home Depot. Does that answer what you're looking for, Tom?
I think what I was getting at is that, so somebody searches for lawn care service, they end up on TruGreen's website, but then they leave and they go to they check their Facebook, and so eventually what ends up happening is a banner ad for your service pops up on that website that they're on. And I used the example of weather.com the other day because when we were kind of talking this through, I went to weather.com and there was an ad for a Disney movie that I had searched for a couple days ago because my kids wanted to go see it. I was searching for what time it was playing at the movie theater. So basically what will happen is that somebody searches for things that trigger something that shows that they're interested in what you do. And then on other websites, your banner ad pops up. Hopefully they click on it, which brings them to a landing page, and then we're going to do some lead capture at that point. So that's how the whole process works, right?
Yes, that's correct.
That's right.
Perfect. All right, so listen, everybody's going to have questions about this, and we wanted to do this presentation today to try to wrap up some of those questions. I'm not going to lie, this is a little bit more advanced than most of us lawn guys usually try to, this is different than leaving a door hanger on somebody's front door. So that's why I thought it was important to focus on it sort of on an individual basis. The contact information is up there, and I encourage you guys to get in touch with these guys with any more questions, but absolutely it's my advice that this is something that we go with to help you grow your business. So thanks, guys, for spending some time with us today, and we'll hopefully talk to you again soon.